Welcome back, community, to another Keeping It Real with Dr. Anita podcast. I am your host, Dr. Anita Polite Wilson, C-Suite Trusted Advisor, Board Director, and Diversity, Inclusion, and Belonging Consultant, helping members of the C-Suite and their teams reframe diversity conversations from difficult to different. Community, if you were with me for the last two conversations with Mr. Michael Bush, CEO of Great Place to Work, you know that they have been real conversations from the C-Suite, and we're going to continue that today. Mr. Bush, thank you so much for coming back.
Happy to be back, Dr. Anita.
Have you been enjoying this conversation as much as I have
been enjoying it? Definitely. Having a great time.
Well, today we're going to talk about getting your thoughts around why the words inclusivity and belonging are trending while the word diversity seems to be taking a back seat and neurodiversity is on the rise. Tell us your thoughts on those things.
I think that the word diversity in the U.S., race is what people think. So you can say diversity, race is what people think. So, and we have trouble with that in this country. So, and then when you leave the U.S. and you say diversity and you're from the U.S., they go, that's a U.S. problem. We don't have that problem.
Right.
Okay. And so because for them, they don't have a race problem. They got other problems. Which we've talked about before. So I think what has happened is people want to say anything except the D word. And so, other words have been added to not deal with the D word. So, and the most popular today that's trending the most is belonging.
Yes. So let's talk about that for just a second. Okay. Belonging is something that has been out there for a little while, but to your point, is trending now. I have an article that I cut out in 2006 about a young man who finally found the college that he wanted to attend. And he said, I felt a sense of belonging. Fast forward to where we are today, belonging is everywhere. Everybody's talking about belonging. So if we're talking about belonging, why is it such a hard leap to say that we want belonging for everybody?
I don't think it's like everybody's with you until you say everybody. Because then when you
elaborate on that.
Well, you mean everybody?
Yeah.
You mean everybody? Oh, okay.
Like so not everybody that looks like me. Everybody. Right. Is that what you mean?
You mean everybody? Okay. Well, I don't know if we need everybody. Okay, because there's only like 50 seats in this restaurant. So if there's only 50 seats and I like the restaurant. Matter of fact, it's comfortable. The food is good. I got my special seat. They know who I am. And you want to invite everybody? I kind of feel like maybe my seat I might lose it somehow.
Yeah.
Or certainly not be able to sit. I might come in here one day and somebody else is sitting in my seat and I have to sit in a different seat. All these people know this is my seat. Okay, they know this is my seat, and you're talking about something. It just doesn't make me comfortable. It doesn't make me look. I don't have anything to look forward to. I've actually got fear in what you're saying. Once you say everybody, now if you just say we want everybody to feel like they belong here, I love that. I want to have a party and a picnic around belonging. This is outstanding. I haven't heard a better word. Now, once you say for everybody, okay, wait a minute. What do you mean everybody? Okay, so let's think. So belonging is wonderful. Inclusion, what's better than that? I feel like I'm necessary here. I'm necessary here. Everything that's going on here, I can be a part of it, and people want me to be a part of it. Who doesn't love that? Until you say, we mean everybody should feel it. What you mean everybody? Okay, everybody, that's like some people, really everybody? Okay, so here it is. We start bumping into the D word. Equity. Who doesn't love equity? There should be a lot of people that look like me here. Of course. Two people, same job, getting equal. Of course. Everybody getting something, that they need to progress here. Not everybody getting the same thing because fairness doesn't work. Equity is what we need. You need more of this. I need more of that. That's amazing. For everybody? Okay, what do you mean everybody? Okay, so we're back slamming into that D word. Yeah. So people would love to talk about E, I, and B. Equity, inclusion, and belonging. Once you say D word in the US, race. Okay, now all of a sudden, see, E, I, and B, you can talk about.
Right.
D, that's political. And matter of fact, right now, you know, in the country, D equals discriminatory. Okay, and it goes on and on and on. All that's race, and that's just the history of this country.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the answer. You know, to what it is. And so, golly, why don't we just not talk about it anymore? Just talk about equity, inclusion, and belonging. Well, that's probably okay for a lot of people. It's not okay for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So this is, you know, why it, you know, causes some conflict and some resistance that we have to work through. We have to work through it. And the different people have different reasons on why we have to work through it. Some people say it's the right thing to do. Some people say it's for an equal society. Some people say the Constitution supports a need for this kind of equality. People have different points of view. I believe it's how you build a great business. I believe it's how you build a great company and have superior competitive advantage. But you know, people have different points of view.
So now I think we're getting into, in theory, it's good, but in practice, that's something different. However, you have figured it out a great place to work for all. So tell us how you managed to do that, going from, in theory, diversity, inclusion, belonging sounds good, but in practice, I'm not so sure. And why is it that we're now focused on neurodiversity and accessibility, which we should be, but again, sometimes depending on the context, it seems like at the risk of diversity?
Well, see, neurodiversity doesn't touch on race.
Mm.
So again, and I believe that in, you know, having people in your workforce that are neurodivergent is essential.
Mm-hmm.
You want some of everything in your company.
Mm-hmm.
You want to embrace it, and you want them fully invested in what your company's trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
So the problem with companies is that if you right now take a company and have them plot their performers, meaning exceptional, exceeding expectations, meeting expectations, not meeting expectations, you get a normal distribution. That's a fact. 35% of the people exceeding, 50% of the people meeting, and the balance, you know, say 25% or so, 15 to 25% or so, not meeting. And the goal is to keep people, you know, where they are and moving them a little to the right. Knowing how everybody's going to get to the right. That's just not human behavior. But you want people meeting, and in that top end, and the performers who aren't meeting, developing them, coaching them, guiding them to move into that middle category. And if you can't get them there, then you want them working for your competitor. So that's that's every business. I think the opportunity is that for people who are not moving to the right, and by the way, there are a lot of companies, 50% of their people are not meeting expectations.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that? And why is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that, and why is that okay? I do this work all around the world. Everybody nods their heads when I'm talking about their company this way.
Mm-hmm.
They know it. And by the way, they go, and plus our performance system is pretty screwed up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because we really use it to administer pay. So if you want to get somebody more pay, you give them a 5.
Mm-hmm.
Are they really a 5? Well, not really, but I'm trying to get them more money, so I'll make them a 5. So everybody knows about those things, but I'm just setting all that aside for now to face the challenges that we've been talking about all along, going forward with AI being the newest challenge.
Mm-hmm.
You know, coming into the workforce. You got to have more people meeting expectations. You got to have more people exceeding expectations. You've got to push that normal distribution, skew it to the right. You got to have better people.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And the way you achieve it is the people who aren't delivering, replace them. So instead of having one normal distribution, I like to think of a distribution for every single demographic group. And I want those that are exceeding expectations from every demographic group. Mm-hmm. That's what I've built a great place to work. Mm-hmm. That's what I have. You can go to my website right now, anybody listening, and go to About and go to Team and look at who works at Great Place to Work in the US. If you go to Germany, it's all Germans. If you go to Argentina, it's all Argentinians. I don't transport expats. So those teams look different. They're German, yet quite diverse within Germany. There are Black people in Germany, by the way. So you can look at those things. But look at my US chart and tell me another company in America who looks like that. Now, I'm not just saying this to make a diversity point. This is a business that was bankrupt when I bought it, that was just sold for a lot of money 18 months ago.
To UKG, I believe?
Yeah. People don't just do that because of diversity.
Right. They do it because there's a bottom line benefit. Absolutely.
Because of EBITDA, free cash flow, and exceeding the rule of 40 as a SaaS company. They only do it because you're really delivering, especially, 20 months ago. You had to really be doing something. Well, we're doing it. Well, people ask me, how do we do it? I can say a whole bunch of things. Look at the website. So I have diversity of thought and experiences. I have people who know how to solve problems with very little resources. I have people who believe they can succeed no matter what you do to them. They feel like there's a winning way. I have people who know the power of others, and that people really, really motivated about proving something to the world and themselves, what they can do. Well, that's what's happening. So, and I appreciate you asking me the question, because most people don't. I think this is something that I'm not pontificating about. I know it because I've lived it. And by the way, it was my company. So why would I do stupid things with my family's money? I would only do things to try and enhance, my family's situation, which is by hiring people who've got, who commit to something and follow through. That when discouraging things happen in the world, they get more inspired. That they want to show the world that you can do what we're talking about. They want to show the world that you don't have to look a certain way to succeed and be successful in a technology company. They are all driven to prove something else. And they do that in addition to doing great work. I got data scientists, I got software developers, I got everything that everybody has, from all the hard to find demographic groups. Well, look at the website and all the hard to find people doing high technology work, SOC 2 certified, ISO 9000 2017 work. So I live it, and so therefore something that it's not hypothetical for me. I don't need a business case. I have the benefit of the one thing about underrepresented people, they got something to prove.
That's it.
They have that hidden thing based on their life's experience. They got something to prove. You don't have to worry about what they're going to do and how they're going to behave, and because they personally believe I got to do this work and prove something too. It's a super unfair to have the double burden, but they've had a lifestyle, a life's experience of it. So they have it, and they thrive as a result, and they love helping companies do the same thing, because they can tell companies, I know how you do it.
That's right.
And when you have underrepresented people throughout your company at every level, it's really easy to recruit underrepresented people.
Because they see themselves in the company. Yeah.
They see themselves in the company. And so you don't have to spend a lot of money on recruiters and all these crazy things and do all these job fairs and stuff like that. We post a position, we get like 700 applicants. I'm not kidding. In 2 days.
There's no doubt. I believe you.
Yeah. So it just, and again, I hate wasting money. So this is a way not to waste money. Right. And, and to focus on the business. And so I don't believe in telling anybody what they should do, because I love entrepreneurism, and that one entrepreneur should do that to another. I do like exposing there's a different way, and I believe you can make more money. I believe you can make more money. And so I lead with I believe you can make more money. And you can do what you want with the money. It'd be great if you did things for the environment. It'd be great if you did things for people who don't have homes. It'd be great if you did things for the educational system in your community. But those things are totally up to you. My job is to get you more money, and then to let you know your employees love it when you're doing those things in the community.
They do. Employees today that are coming to the workforce tomorrow are really looking for companies whose corporate values align with their personal values. Community, this is a great place to end our conversation with the CEO of Great Place to Work. I heard a couple of challenges in there, so I encourage you, take Mr. Bush up on his challenge. Go to the website, check out the data. And you have a book that recently came out. Can you give us the title to that book so that we can go and get that as well?
Yeah, probably no surprise. Great Place to Work for All.
Okay, Great Place to Work for All. Community, we have one more amazing conversation to look forward to with Mr. Michael C. Bush, CEO of Great Place to Work. So please come back and join us for our last conversation. In the meantime, go to my website, dranita.com, spell out the word doctor. Go to the Keep It Real podcast link at the top of the page. You can listen to this conversation, our second one, our first one, and whatever you listen to, if it changes your perspective on diversity, inclusion, belonging conversations, and I dare say this conversation has probably done that, get in the flow and share it with your community. Follow, like, and overshare with your network any conversation that helps you reframe diversity conversations from difficult to different. Until next time, this is Dr. Anita reminding you to stay blessed and keep it real.